Okay, so you want to mark this down. May 17th, 2025, we've got the Sun and Uranus getting together in Taurus. And this kind of planetary meeting, it won't happen again in Taurus for another 84 years.
84 years.
Yeah,
It's wild when you think about it.
it really is. And what makes this one, particularly interesting is that combination. Taurus,
Yeah.
that's about stability, right? Our values, the physical world, security.
Mm-hmm. Grounded.
Exactly. And then you throw in Uranus.
The planet of surprises.
Right. Innovation, change, sometimes just boom, shaking things up. So you get this really fascinating tension. What happens when that need for the new, the unexpected, hits up against the established, the grounded?
Exactly. And that's really what we want to dig into today. We've got a couple of really thought-provoking sources to help us unpack this for you. First, we're going to look at the TarotScope for that day, May 17th, 2025, from Tarot by High C. And then we'll dive into a short story called The Laughed Convergence. It sort of paints this picture of a future world dealing with a similar event.
That sounds great. Yeah, and our goal here isn't just to, read these out. It's to really explore the core energies of this Sun-Uranus thing in Taurus, see how they might show up.
Yeah.
Maybe in your own life, maybe in the wider world.
Kind of a shortcut to understanding some potentially big shifts coming up.
Precisely. So let's start with that TarotScope. It kicks off talking about a stimulating influx of energy. What does that make you think of?
Well, stimulating definitely catches the attention. It suggests a spark, maybe, like something that wakes you up. And it connects that to creative inspiration, personal awakenings, even a bit of rebellion.
Okay, rebellion.
Yeah.
But then it throws in this twist, right? This same energy could lead to breakthroughs.
Or breakdowns.
Or breakdowns, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it could go either way.
That's very Uranus. It's known for being sudden, often surprising. And when it links up with the sun, our core self, our vitality, that Uranian energy just gets dialed way up.
Oh.
So the TarotScope's advice about channeling it constructively, making practical changes, breaking old habits instead of just reacting, that feels very wise.
What kind of old habits or patterns do you think might get challenged? Especially with this happening in Taurus.
Good question. Well, Taurus loves security, the material side of things. So maybe it's about questioning our routines, how we handle money, our comfort zones even.
Okay.
The TarotScope also mentions relationships specifically, that need for maybe a bit more autonomy, more independence.
That feeling of needing space to just be you.
Exactly. And it sums up this Sun-Uranus aspect as revelation through revolution.
Sounds pretty intense. What does revelation through revolution look like in everyday terms?
Well, think of revelation as maybe a sudden moment of clarity.
Yeah.
An insight that just hits you and shifts your perspective. And the revolution part, it doesn't have to mean, storming the barricades. It could be a quieter but still really significant shift in how you approach things, your values, your direction. The TarotScope also points to sudden insights or flashes of clarity that might just totally change your plans. Have you ever had that happen, where something just clicks?
Oh, yeah, totally. Like a light bulb moment, and suddenly the old way just feels wrong. And the TarotScope suggests this could challenge our long-held ideals, too, like questioning traditions, values, because of these surprises.
Exactly. The things we thought were solid might feel a bit shaky.
Which can be unnerving.
It can be, but also freeing, maybe. It forces you to look at why you believe things and if they still fit.
Right.
And there's another layer here. The TarotScope connects this back to things that came up around the previous full moon.
Okay, how so?
Well, full moons often bring things to a head, right? A culmination.
Yeah.
So maybe issues highlighted then are now coming into sharper focus, triggering this kind of revolutionary thinking about our philosophy, education, maybe spiritual beliefs, the meaning behind what we do.
So the full moon stirred the pot, and now this conjunction is like the lightning bolt that helps us understand it.
That's a good way to put it, yeah. And it really highlights that need for freedom, that pushback against restrictions.
I like that phrase it uses. Innovation masquerades as inconvenience.
Me too.
It's like those things that feel disruptive, maybe they're actually pushing us somewhere better.
It's a great reframe. We often resist change because it's uncomfortable,
right?
Disruptive.
Sure.
But maybe those disruptions are the catalysts. However, the TarotScope also gives that warning. Don't just react impulsively.
Right. Ground yourself first.
Yeah. Get centered before making huge changes. How do you find that balance between the sudden urge and being careful?
That's the tricky part, isn't it? Maybe it's about acknowledging the insight, that aha moment, but then pausing.
Taking a beat to process before acting.
Exactly. And that reminder, this is the last time this happens in Taurus for 84 years, that adds some weight.
It really does. It suggests that whatever shifts now could stick around, maybe set new precedents, new rules.
Like a potential turning point.
Absolutely. And it also mentions that things might feel a bit like 2018. Oh, interesting. Like a cycle repeating.
Sort of.
Yeah.
But as it points out, we're not the same people we were then.
Sure.
We've had experiences since, so we have, more perspective now. We can navigate it differently. Draw on that history.
Okay, so pulling that together. Big potential shifts, sudden insights, challenging norms, a push for freedom and innovation, all within grounded, stable Tauruses. Now, let's see how this plays out in the story, The Last Convergence. It's set way in the future, 2102.
Yeah.
And the same alignment is happening, but at first they see it as just like a minor blip on the radar. What do you make of that setup?
Well, the contrast is immediate, isn't it? They remember the last time, back in 2018 in the story's history, linking that one to huge changes.
Right. Tumultuous change.
So it suggests these things might have ripple effects we don't see right away.
Uh-huh.
And how we view them changes over time.
Yeah. And the main character, Elias Varn, he's a historian, believes in slow, gradual change, not sudden revolutions.
Very skeptical of upheavals. But even he starts noticing things. Odd weather, a sense of unease. It's subtle at first.
Yeah, the story paints that really well. Little signs, discontent in the schools, people gathering spontaneously, the youth questioning the official unified doctrine.
Which was designed for stability.
Right. So these small things echo that personal questioning the TarotScope mentioned. But now on a societal level, it's like the collective is feeling that Uranian buzz.
And then it ramps up. News starts coming into whole sectors declaring independence. These philosophy groups popping up with totally new ideas.
It's that rapid unfolding, that potential for breakthrough or breakdown playing out socially.
And Elias's old mentor has this great quote, something like,
"Oh, yeah. It isn't the revelations you plan for that change the world. It's the ones that arrive uninvited at inconvenient hours when you still think you know who you are."
Wow, that hits hard. It really ties back to the TarotScope's sudden insights and surprising developments.
Exactly. The things that catch you off guard and make you question everything. Have you ever had one of those uninvited revelations yourself?
Oh, for sure. Those are the ones that really shake you up,
Definitely.
Then we meet Mirren Kale. Elias's former student, now she's a leader in this new movement.
An insurgent, yeah.
And she gives him this choice, basically. You should come with us. The old structures are breaking. You can either shore them up or see what grows in their place.
It's so direct. Resist or embrace the potential of the new.
And you really feel Elias's struggle. He wants stability, the familiar, even if it's flawed.
That pull towards comfort, yeah. It mirrors the personal tension the TarotScope talked about, that tug of war we might feel.
And then the alignment happens in the story. The planets line up in Taurus. There's this faint hum.
And that key question the story poses.
What?
Was the world breaking down or breaking open?
Yes. It captures that uncertainty perfectly. You don't know which way it's going to go.
That ambiguity is so important. It's rarely clear in the moment if disruption is good or bad in the long run.
And Elias's decision is out loud. He just decides to step back from his old beliefs and listen. The story calls it a quiet decision to question, to break with certainty, and to imagine again. The revelation is internal first.
That internal shift.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a big dramatic action, but a change in perspective.
And it ends with this idea that even if things look the same afterward, they're fundamentally changed. Just opening up to questioning leaves a mark.
So bringing these two sources together for you, the astrology and the story, they both really point to this being a powerful time. Sudden change, big revelations, a real reevaluation of what we thought was stable, what we took for granted.
Yeah, this Sun-Uranus conjunction in Taurus really seems like a catalyst, pushing us to question the status quo. Personally, maybe societally too.
It really highlights the importance of, well, staying flexible, being open to new ideas, even the inconvenient ones.
Right. That little rebellious nudge might actually be pointing towards a breakthrough.
And the story's nod to the past, that 2018 event. It's a good reminder. Even if things feel familiar, like we've been here before.
We're different now.
We're different now. We've learned things. We have that experience to draw on as we navigate this time. We're not starting from scratch.
Okay, so let's try to wrap this up for you. This upcoming conjunction, Sun and Uranus in Taurus, May 17th, 2025. It's rare in this sign, and it seems like a really potent time.
Potent for revelation, maybe some disruption?
Yeah, both the TarotScope and the story suggest we really need to look at our norms, our structures, and be ready for some surprises, unexpected changes.
Which leads us to maybe a final thought for you to mull over. Thinking about this unique alignment, these themes we've talked about, sudden shifts, challenging the old, that call for autonomy, is there a long-held belief you have, personally, or maybe a societal structure you see that might be ready for a reevaluation in your own life?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah, it might be a moment to ask what's ready to break open and evolve instead of just breaking down.